The whole point is we're back to like hot, pretty, blue-eyed, blonde-haired woman doing ads again for national organizations. The Fruit of the Loom logo. What is it?
Fucking cornucopia.
Apparently, no, it's not.
Wait, what?
I don't care what. I actually don't even care what the justification is. Just make it a good one so it sticks in the media.
He's already not set up right at all.
He has 3 spotters.
It was a giant anti-war peace book. Like, that's what it was. And then he just made this, like, badass film that literally didn't go with what the book was.
Nothing.
Truly, like, the essence of it, and it was awesome.
Kyle's here.
Whoa.
Damn. What is up, everybody? Hopefully everybody's doing well. I literally got in here seconds before we kicked off. Luke, your shaved head looks absolutely fantastic, man. I did.
Thank you, buddy.
Yeah,
it doesn't look quite as good as mine, but it still looks pretty good. Anyways,
he's fucked up. He's appropriating our culture, Kyle.
yes, dude, that is unfair. Look, some of us can't grow that anymore, so I need you to take a couple steps out of our territory. So, anyway,
gotta show everybody how to make it look good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, all right. Yeah. Fair enough. Listen, you should see me first thing in the morning after it's freshly shaved and I put the balm on and everything. Like today feels like a good scalp day, and when I look at myself in the camera, I'm like, yeah, you know what? It is a good scalp day. Okay,
it looks good.
So, anyways, when we're talking about people being scalped, there was a lady who was scalped in Minnesota over the last week, which is tragic in some ways, avoidable in others, and also pretty funny. So, of course, we're going to talk about that. Everybody, make sure you hit a like on the way in. I found out that if you told people to like the stream a whole shitload throughout the show, then actually people do it. So, if you're listening right now live, please make sure you hit that like button. Yeah, spam the like button, pound it, break your screen to hit it. Make sure to subscribe to this channel, and if you would be so kind, retweet it everywhere. Anyways,
so Kyle, before we start with the ice shooting, Sam's not here, but it's gonna be like
somebody else got murdered this weekend.
Sam, what happened? What happened? Sam, what happened? Sam, what? It's almost like the Eagles weren't good all year. Oh my God, what happened?
They were trash.
Fucking
they were trash.
Good. Fuck you. Go Giants. Anyway, sorry, Kyle.
Nice to
white power.
Yes. Well, you know what? If we start raising our arms up in a certain way, this stream might start look real suspicious.
Yeah, we're cutting it too close to the stereotype now. We can't now.
So you was saying the red on my arms looks a little it's a little suspicious.
Looks like propaganda from that time.
It looks like from the killer uniforms back in the 40s.
Suspicious or cool? Thanks, J14.
Yes. Yeah, that is the
Why
answer.
not both?
Yes. The answer is yes. So anyways, you know what, Typo? I'll throw it over to you real quick. What the hell happened in Minnesota?
So it looks like, from what I saw and what I read, so it looks like this lady was kind of interfering with the ICE agents, causing a hassle, causing a scene. And it appears that, I don't know. I don't really know. It all happened in a flash, but it appears that she was, at least like her intention was maybe to drive away, it seemed. But that, she accelerated directly toward an ICE agent, and he responded and shot, I think, 3 times, I believe. And the first shot killed her, and she died. And now it seems like there's some protests going on. Nothing too crazy, though. Nothing like George Floyd. Not the reaction. Like,
white lesbian woman. White lady. So what do you expect?
Yeah, that's unfortunately, I think that's the honest truth. Like, if it is a white lady, so it's just white liberals out there protesting. I don't really see a lot of, like, I literally saw videos of black leftists being like, "Hey, we don't care because she's white," and I was like, "That's actually insane."
The black community is not going up in arms for a white lesbian woman.
I can kind of respect the honesty in that, though. At least, because at least it's not like it's no bullshit. Right? At least they're like, yeah, we don't give.
At least they're consistent, dude. They're consistent.
That's true, and
they're like, whitey must die. We don't care if they're the lefties or the righties, as long as they're whitey.
Yeah, if they're whitey, we don't care. So
it created a firestorm on social media. A lot of debates about it.
Look in the comments.
But I honestly think this will blow over in a little bit. It won't be as bad as it seems so far.
Typo, I tend to actually lean with what you're saying right now, because I don't think the media can really drive this one, because it's not the same visceral reaction of a cop gunning down a black person, which they've been able to kind of beat to death. I guess, at the risk of sounding like a liberal in this situation, I guess I got to kind of knock it both ways. And Typo, I agree with it, pretty much most of the stuff you said, if not everything. But first of all, the ICE agent, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. Adam, you would probably know better than me, but like, I'm pretty sure they probably teach you to never stand in front of a vehicle, because like it seems pretty obvious that like if you stand in front of a vehicle, it's pretty easy to put yourself at risk. And the other risk would be you don't unload into a vehicle that could still be operating and moving, because that creates risk for people surrounding you. So it to me kind of seems like this DHS agent really reacted kind of in a moment's notice, and it was very, like, from a skills perspective, like a very, very bad move on his part. And you know, I've heard people who are smarter, like civil rights lawyers, explain that like they technically legally kidnapped her without, like, illegally kidnapped her, I meant to say. I don't know how much I really care for that answer. To me,
I don't think that's
if you're
true.
if you're gonna knock the DHS agent, I think the most convincing angle, at least from my perspective, is like the dude stood in front of a vehicle, which is a really stupid move, and then unloading 3 clips into a lady's vehicle while it was moving is a very bad idea, because you're putting other people at risk. So that's kind of like the other angle that, like, a lot of people in our sphere, I don't see them at least covering that, and I feel like that's at least a fair angle to cover here.
So when I was with the NYPD, there was a very similar thing that happened to some guys in Brooklyn, and NYPD policy is you aren't allowed to shoot into a vehicle unless that vehicle is using an external threat via, like, shooting out the car, right? Then you can shoot into the car.
Gotcha.
Now,
External threat. Keyword.
External?
Is that the keyword? External threat? Like they have to be doing something outside the car or using the car as.
No, they could use the car as a weapon. You still can't shoot into it. They have to be shooting it through the car.
I wanted to clarify that. That's all I was trying to do.
That's NYPD policy. So what happened is these guys in Brooklyn were doing the cabaret unit. Cabaret unit's like the bar unit. Like you just go around different bars and clubs and kind of, you know, like hang outside and shit. Black guy, of course, was getting into some shit, and they were like in an alleyway kind of, and they were trying to get the guy out of the car, and he just takes off. They fucking kill him through the window. Now, legally, they're protected. The state says you could do that. Like, there's no law that says you can't do that, but the policy of the NYPD says you can't. So they got fired, but they didn't go to jail.
Okay.
So it's two separate things, right? Right? You know, so like,
yeah.
That's kind of interesting that they would get let go from their job. Like, you would think that like state policy and the policing policy would kind of be in lockstep, but it's interesting that it's not.
NYPD policy is very gay. Like, you couldn't do anything. Like, they were very strict. It's in New York City.
The Marine Corps explained this to Typo and I very well. They set the Marine Corps headquarters sets standards, and there are minimum standards. At the troop level, or, you know, you could go battalion, company, platoon level, can always be more strict. So that I see it the same way in all government buildings, like headquarters buildings, civil courts, judicial courts, things like that can set standards, but it can always be more strict lower down on the totem pole.
Okay.
Like, I believe those guys in the NYPD, they actually got charged because it was such a big uproar, but the courts were like, yeah, well, they're legally protected. Like, they're gonna get fired for sure, but like they were allowed to do that by law.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense then. Yeah, I don't think this guy deserves to have like the book thrown at him. I see a lot of leftist friends kind of getting an uproar about this, and I understand why. I don't think it's good that the government's out here killing people. It just seems like on everybody's end here, there could have been there was a lot of room for improvement, but like, I don't know. I'm seeing all these fucking retarded leftists and like even legal immigrants currently who are just like fucking with ICE agents. And like, my perspective has always been, if you see a masked government person, just leave them the fuck alone. Like, you know that they could detain your ass, they could shoot your ass, and you could say, hey, I'll have my day in court, but who's going to win. You're not going to win that one.
Or you might not have your day in court. You might die.
Yeah. So like if you see a DHS
Like-
agent rolling up down your block, your first instinct shouldn't be to get your phone and start shoving it in their face. It should be like, you know what? Even if I disagree with what they're doing, I want to go home. I would
Right.
like to make it home today. That is my main goal. I'm not going to fuck around and I'm not going to find out.
Well, it's
And
like, listen, let's be honest. Leftist rhetoric got this woman killed, right?
Yes.
So, like, that's straight
Yeah.
up. You guys do that to your own, of course, because you're like, anything to stop ICE. It's like, well, what they're doing is legal. I don't give a fuck what you think or how you feel. They're doing a legal activity. That's one. Two, you can film all you want, but you can't. Same thing with the NYPD. Like, if you could film us, right? But like, if you're in the middle of us trying to arrest somebody, you get arrested for obstruction of government administration. Like it's called OGA, right? So like you can't do that. That's two. Three, this dumb bitch knew what she was doing. Fuck around, find out, dude. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, you shouldn't be there. But especially for people that would walk over your dead body. They don't give a fuck about you.
Yeah.
So it's like, what are we talking about? You know?
Well, and like, why are you stopping in the middle of this? First, it's like you have no plausible deniability. You're stopping in the middle of the street and then also recording. You let your wife out, domestic partner, whatever they call themselves, let them out to record you stopping in the middle of the street to try and stop them. You see multiple agents swarm your car. And I understand, like, I am not of the opinion that I don't truly believe she was trying to run over the officer. I think it's pretty well proven, but she did hit the guy. I don't think he should discharge. First thing I said was, it looks bad for ICE. That's the first thing I said. I don't care. I don't care if they were in the right, if he doesn't get charged, if he gets charged with manslaughter, whatever. I don't care what he gets charged with. The optics are bad, regardless of if he was in the right or not. And I think that's kind of how I feel about the whole Trump administration right now, is like, a lot of times the optics are just bad. They're not doing what they said they're doing. And even when they do things that they say they're going to do, the optics of it are just in the worst possible light that they could put them. It's like Biden pulling out of Afghanistan, just the worst way possible to do something. You know what I mean? Like, yes, that's what I want, but you just did it completely wrong. And I think this is just more of the same. And fuck, maybe it's just government. And this is what government does. They try to do good things constantly, and they're just so much so a reactive force to the cultural like push of society that they're always behind and they can never be ahead of it. And it just always looks bad. Like, more and more, it just looks bad, even though I truly don't believe he should have shot into the car. That's not something that I've ever heard or learned of. And as Adam just pointed out, like, is not something that he was ever taught. And I'm sure it's different and maybe in different jurisdictions, and maybe it's different for ICE. I don't know, but seemed a little wild. I will say I did see a video, and I cannot confirm it, but I was told that this guy was also drugged by a car about 6 months ago.
Yeah,
so
I heard that too.
I could see him being a little trigger happy when it comes to that. But also, this goes back to like, if you're not ready for street patrol because you have some PTSD from getting drugged 300 feet by a car, maybe you shouldn't be on the fucking, walking around where there's a bunch of cars and doing stops and things like that. I don't know. It's just bad optics all the way around. Do I truly care about this lady? No, I don't. She's crazy. Do I think the government should be killing civilians because they stopped their car in the middle of a street and then tried to get away? Probably not. Do I really have any feelings towards it one way or the other? Not really. That probably says more about me than does anything else. But I don't really. It's one of those situations where I think should have been handled better and just wasn't, because the people involved are all just reacting to things instead of trying to keep a level head and actually think through things and attack them in a legitimate rational way, because nothing about it looked rational on either
I
side.
could confidently say that like I wouldn't have shot into that car, because I've been in situations like that where you're kind of next to a car and someone tries to take off on you. I've never once been like, oh my god, my life's in danger. Like it's like you're fine. Like you're not. They're not running. They're not coming at you 40 miles an hour and you're in the open. It's like a much different scenario.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't have shot into the car, but like again, leftist rhetoric gets you fucking killed. When you're so emboldened and empowered to fucking think you're Superman and you're doing the Lord's work, which you're not, right? Like, this is shit's gonna start happening more and more and more, and it might happen again. I don't fucking know. Now, especially after all this, you see how many leftists on like their social media channels, like they're like, we're arming up. It's like, do that. See how far that gets.
Yeah.
Take a gun to a fucking protest. See how far you get. Like you fat fucking, like that's the thing. These people are all fat, out of shape. They have no training. They all think they're fucking Rambo. It's like, dude, you get folded in 2 seconds. You're not that guy, pal. That mean.
You're not that guy, pal. You're not that guy.
Yeah.
Also, the other thing I want to bring up is when they were like, all these people were like, she said, I'm not mad at you, guy. It's like, oh, you're right. No one ever lied before in a confrontation.
Yeah, but like also the way this lady was acting, you see this all the time. I don't know if anybody remembers the old meme. I think it was called Smugly Puff. There was this is like going back. I'm talking like when Milo Yiannopoulos was getting huge on the internet, when everybody had first started getting political, at least in like my generation. Let me see. Smugly. Let me see if this is the right one. It was oh my god, yeah. The some girl who's with she was at a protest or something like that, and she kept saying to the officers with this smug look, saying, no, officers, I didn't see anything. So it really made the rounds on Twitter, and well, at least back in the day, and they all called her Smugly Puff.
Oh, this lady. Yeah.
This is kind of like the attitude of all these people. Trigglypuff. That was the other one. Yeah, Trigglypuff. So that was like her attitude was the same attitude that like a lot of these people have had with ICE. And like I said, I don't know. In my mind, I've been pulled over for allegedly drunk driving, which I never got a DUI. I got stopped on my on my Cinderella license when I was 17 years old, which is basically like you can't, in Pennsylvania at least, you can't drive past 11 o'clock if you're, I think it's 16 years old, 16 or 17, and still have your license. You have to wait. You just can't drive at past 11 p.m. So I've been pulled over in those situations, and you know what I did every single time? Shut my fucking mouth, gave all my information, and just said, all right. And then took my beatings in that moment.
2 old white guys that they do posts every Friday, and it's Shut the Fuck Up Friday. And they're 2 lawyers. And that's what you do. Every time you talk to cops, shut the fuck up, give them the bare minimum that you have to give them, legally required, and just shut the fuck up. And that's how you should act with all cops. Like I just like that should be the bare minimum that you give them. Just shut the fuck up. Don't talk to them very much. Answer the bare minimum questions that are legally required of you, and stay out of their way as much as possible, because they can legally kill you in most states.
So I don't know where people thought this is like a good idea. Hey, well, let's fuck with government agents who, have the legal right, like you said, to kill us if they really would deem it necessary. Now, once again, we can all sit here and say it's an abstract authority that they shouldn't have. And okay, let's throw all that out of the window and let's deal with what's real and what the legitimate facts are. And that's the fact that, like you said, if they want to put a bullet in your chest, they're going to fucking do it. And people can protest all they want afterwards. But guess what? You ain't there to see any of it.
You're dead, right?
And they're just going to move jurisdictions and be just fine. Like, they do it all the time.
So,
and also, you have like legit, what's that fucking faggot on X? Adam Kinzinger, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That guy, I
sucks.
I can't even say what I want to say, but like, he was like, ICE isn't law enforcement. They can't detain you. Yeah, they are law enforcement. Yes, they can. This is my point with the leftist rhetoric shit. They just say things. They just say whatever they want. It's like, it doesn't mean it's true, dude. My fucking little cousin could be like, I'm a cowboy. I'm like, good job, buddy. You're a cowboy. Doesn't mean you're a fucking cowboy. You know, it's dumb as shit.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. The thing is I think with this heist thing is like, I don't know how tolerable the American people will be, because
I don't think very.
you know, with 2026 coming, it's already here, but the big beautiful bill is going in, like it's going into action now. It's like a lot of the policies from it are starting to go in right now. So we're going to get a huge influx of ICE agents, and they've already been mass recruiting. I've seen the posters all over social media and ads on Instagram, ads everywhere. And so, like, you know, essentially there's probably going to be more encounters like this. Like there's essentially going to be, since there's more ICE agents, and they might try to attempt to ramp up deportations. So they're just you're going to see more encounters and probably more incidents, either similar to this or close to this, or even worse than this.
To add to add to your point real quick, Typo, I don't want to derail you too much, but I did the math on this recently because I looked into the exact amounts. They quadrupled the ICE budget, and then I just Googled it. According to the White House, the ICE had increased their manpower by 120%, so they hired more than 12,000 officers and agents in less than a year. So I just wanted to throw that little tidbit of information in there. So
and
Typo,
I feel like that's going to continue, and but at the same time, like, so more incidents will happen. I mean, like, as much as like people on Twitter, if you demand, if you think the goal should be 10 million deportations, like however you want to get that, well, there's going to have to be acceptable risks that come with that. Like, these incidents will happen. Like, it's just something that we have to accept as part of the problem, or part of the necessary steps. But when that happens, at the same time, there might be more leeway than we even expect, because I really think like the George Floyd thing is like sitting in the back of a lot of people's minds, where like the overreaction, like, I knew, like, even, the typical conservatives, like, around my life and my family, like, even they, when they saw that video, like, like, now it's like a lot of people are like, oh, let's free Derek Chauvin. Like, that's easy to say now, 6 years after the fact.
Right.
Correct.
In the moment, dude, there was hardly anyone that was defending him. Like, there was like nobody. And
it looked
even
bad.
Like, people,
even Trump was like, he should be in prison.
Dude, lest we not forget, I've tried to make this point so many times, but Donald Trump really did take the death of George Floyd more serious than he took the death of Charlie Kirk. Because if you can still find this tweet, Trump said, they're disrespecting the memory of George Floyd. If the looting starts, the shooting starts. Yeah. He was literally concerned about the memory of George Floyd.
You know the joke, like, location. With these governments and all this stuff, it's perception. The optics is what matters. It doesn't matter what actually happens, because nothing ever does. It all matters the perception of the culture or the societal culture, like, viewpoint. That's all that matters. And they will capitalize it on whichever way they possibly can. Doesn't matter who's in power. Doesn't matter if it's left or right. They will try to capitalize on it.
So
and the only difference I will say is, like, now the media doesn't have as much cachet. Like,
I agree.
They really took advantage of the George Floyd situation and shoved it down their faces, and essentially, like, you could argue it was kind of a color revolution happening in America in 2020.
Yeah,
like, they were just riots and shit. So I don't know. I don't know if, like, maybe the American people will be more willing to digest some bad instances from ICE, like, than they were 5 or 6 years ago. I don't know, but we'll see.
I'm kind of two minds of this, and I'm trying to figure out where exactly we're at in all this, because a lot of people still talk about the mainstream media, the MSM, or, let's say legacy media. I don't think it's really as appropriate to talk about them as, like, necessarily mainstream anymore, although they're usually the ones kind of sponsored by think tanks and stuff like that. Trump was able to win largely because of what I call now the podcast industrial complex, where there are just Trump dick riders left and right all throughout alternative media that will do anything to push the Trump agenda. My Pillow guy, Tim Pool comes to mind. Dan Bongino, the Hodge twins.
You've been having a
pretty
fucking
much
mental
all
breakdown, too,
yeah,
the last
all-
few days on Twitter.
He has an epic meltdown, but like all of these large following slop accounts.
Steven Crowder.
There's even a ton of like, Steven Crowder, a ton of like QAnon accounts that have like 300,000 followers that will do nothing but boost Trump. So the reason why I bring this up is because this goes to Typo's point of the media is not really going to be able to push this as much. So like now, I guess the underlying question here and the other point to the one I just made is like, are the Democrats and the left side of the political spectrum going to be able to generate the same kind of like hysteria on their end of the alternative media? Yes, please. So like there's this hilarious thing where like most of the right wing, a lot of the right wing influencers are all like Canadians, like Lauren Chen, Lauren Southern, Steven Crowder, Stefan Molyneux. Who else? Gavin McInnes is a Canadian. That stupid fucking captive dreamer.
Yeah, he fucking sucks.
Yeah, he's a fucking moron. He's a
Canadian occupied conservative movement, dude. I'm sick of it.
Yeah, like you guys all got to go back and why don't you fix your fucking shithole country? Quit talking about ours. You go back. You can look at some of their accounts and it's funny. Like I've seen one like Howling Mutant. I like the guy, but his account says based in North America. I'm like,
Someone called him out on Twitter and he's like, this is worse than 9/11.
All right. At least he took it good. If he took it good, then I respect it. So
yeah, I don't appreciate all these Canadians, or I mean, we all know how we feel about Europeans, but like even Canadians, even though I don't give a fuck, they're right above us. It's like, I don't know. I only know your leader because he's a fucking fag. Like, and that was Trudeau. I don't even know who your new guy is. Like, I don't give a shit about you.
Mark Carney or something.
Cool.
Like that? Yeah.
Don't care. That's my point. I do not care. Don't care about you. Don't care about any of your fucking provinces. I don't give a shit. You're above us. Like, go fuck yourself. I don't care you exist at all.
Yeah, exactly. That's the way I feel about all these people. And it's funny because, there's always a few groups of people who are always trying to gatekeep going further right. And typically, like, you even see this kind of with like some of these Canadian influencers who are like mega on MAGA, and they say, oh, immigration's the only issue. But then like when Trump's bad on immigration, all of a sudden like, oh, hold on, pump the brakes here. We got to trust the plan, brother. I
they worry about our immigration. Toronto's India part 2. So worry about fucking your country, guy, and we'll worry about ours.
Yeah, dude. They already have Vivek's running their country. It's sick, dude.
Yeah.
How does Adam feel about Trudeau didn't care? It's crazy. She's so hot. He's so gay. I don't understand.
That's so crazy.
I don't understand.
Hot crazy scale. You remember the old YouTube video?
Yeah, the hot crazy scale.
Yeah. She is
crazy.
Crazy.
But she's hot.
Dude, I had a massive crush on her when I was like 14, dude.
When I Kissed a Girl came out,
I had a friend.
Eagles lost him.
Yeah. I had a friend who the background on his phone was a picture of Katy Perry's tits.
That's it. That's the tweet.
That's
the tweet.
Post it.
The way you delivered that.
We're gonna get the StreamYard thing. Clip that.
Do you know StreamYard now? If you say that, it will clip it.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I would love to see. No, you know what? Ruben. Oh, I thought you were talking about somebody else. Thanks, Sam. We don't miss you at all. Just so you know.
No one likes you.
Eagles fucking lost, bitch. I don't know though.
Yeah, I guess.
Do we still believe he's the son of Fidel Castro? Okay.
Yes, he looks just like him. It's crazy.
Dude, I saw
I don't know. I feel like that gives him credit. I don't know if you want to give him credit, dude. Castro, listen, he might be a communist guy, but he resisted like 30 CIA assassinations. Like that's pretty fucking cool.
He was pretty badass on that aspect.
Smoking cigars on a fucking balcony. That's cool as shit.
I saw it was like one of those Grok make this or whatever, and it was a picture of Fidel Castro on one side and a picture of Trudeau on the other, and they're like, transpose these images to each other to see how close they look, and it just like pasted Fidel Castro's face on Trudeau. It wasn't even like transposed or like transparent at all. It was just like copy and paste it. And I was like, yeah, dude, Grok knows. Grok knows.
Grok knows what's up. Remember when Grok threatened to rape Will Stancil for like a day?
That was like the best of Twitter, and he became like Mecha Hitler for a little bit. That was
I know.
Yeah,
then he got nerfed. Rest in peace,
Got
cool
nerfed
Grok.
bad. That's still our best video on the Biting the Bullet memes fucking page, dude. It gets so many comments still.
Yeah.
It's got like 4 million views. It's crazy.
What was the other topic you wanted to talk about, Adam?
Greenland. If we're gonna take over
Greenland?
Yeah.
Dude, I just found out that Greenland has 50,000 people in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Isn't
So
that crazy?
Did you guys see the Jimmy Carr bit? It was you doing like I'll pull it up. Go ahead, Kyle,
Yeah.
I'll pull it up.
I was gonna bring that up, the Jimmy Carr bit, and I was
Very
like,
funny.
who's the comedian that laughs like he's hiccuping? I don't know.
Yeah.
He's like,
I love how Mark Levin called Trump the first Jewish president, and then Trump literally said in a meeting that, well, if we don't take Greenland, China or Russia will. I'm like, that is literally the joke about the West Bank and the Palestinians, that Jewish people would always go take people's homes in the occupied West Bank and say, well, if I don't take it, somebody else will. I'm like,
Jesus.
he really is the first Jewish president. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or asses about it.
Hold on, I'm gonna play this real quick. It's very funny.
Yeah, this is hilarious.
Should you sell it? Well, you've got the alternative is they take it. So, I mean, no offense to your fine military. Okay, why don't we just have a quick game? We're just going to ask a question. Hands up, who has a military where they can't even afford blanks, they've just got to say bang? Yeah, it's you, isn't it? It's fucking you. Bang. Yeah, Greenland's got. Well, you sold them the American Virgin Islands, right? You sold them that, and what'd you get for that? How much? 25 million for the British Virgin Islands. Okay, who's the negotiating team? What? We didn't put the fucking autistic boy on the case, did we? What the?
But it's just very funny. He's like, they take it. He's
Got
right.
two options.
It is crazy that like we have military bases there already, and it's like, what would be the point? Like there's like 50,000 people there. It's like their military has to be smaller than like.
Well, I think their military is the Danish military. I think they protect it, so they don't even have their own military. It's like a Japan thing.
It is like considered the Danes, but what would be? I just don't understand. Like, what is the angle here? Like, there's no way that
Minerals?
Russia is going to take it.
I think Greenland is kind of butting up against the Arctic or Antarctica. So basically what they're trying to say is that like Russia and China are starting to use Antarctica. So they basically want to cut them off from being able to go through there.
That is true. There is a little bit of truth to that.
And he did say once again that China or Russia is going to try to take Greenland, even though like I don't know that much about Greenland. For me, it still seems like
I know there's a lot of ice there for it being called Greenland.
Yeah,
right. Yeah, the joke was always Iceland is really nice, and then Greenland.
Oil?
Really
Do they even have? Does Greenland have oil?
I know it's mineral rich, and that's what I think they're going for.
Yeah,
like
I think
I don't think it's oil.
It's probably the minerals.
We got Venezuela oil now. We don't need Greenland.
Well, okay, so I listened to a whole talk about that whole Venezuela oil situation. Okay, yeah, Greenland is by the Arctic.
Paul Singer, dude.
Hey Sam, you know what? We would listen to you if you were here, but you're not. So
yeah, but
stay quiet.
Like, okay, so do you know how much an average barrel of oil costs from the United States or Canada?
No,
it's cheap as fuck.
About $57.30. Do you know how much a barrel of oil costs from Venezuela right now? $80.
No. Really?
Yeah. Their oil is like it's hard.
Anymore.
They have to like filter it almost.
Yeah. Well, and on top of that,
or something, I can't remember.
It requires a lot of refining, and
yes.
their refineries are also surrounded by the military. And the 30 to 50 million barrels that Trump got from Venezuela, that supplies the U.S. with gas for 2 days. So
That's wild.
we're not doing too hot here, boys. That it was a big show, and we got diddly fuck all for it. It's gonna. And
Yeah, I knew we would.
a CEO from ExxonMobil, there was a tweet that went out, and it was so fucking funny. But apparently, one of the CEOs said, "I don't want to invest in Venezuela when the fucking oh fuck you, Rex." He completely okay. Some CEO from ExxonMobil
completely
tweeted out,
fucked
or
you
not
up.
ExxonMobil, but a CEO tweeted out and said, "I don't want to invest in Venezuela when the whole foreign policy of the United States could change by a fucking tweet." And they did say "fucking," which I thought was hilarious.
Yeah.
I got a post I just saw that I want to share.
Fuck you, Rex.
Insanity, to be honest. How do I share? There it is. Just absolutely wild. All right. Am I sharing?
Minnesota Timberwolves, Pierce knows. Pierce knows his dye hair and wearing it hats in honor of Renee and her wife during the national anthem. Is this
Crazy,
AI?
dude.
Are you
No.
fucking kidding me, dude?
Are you sure
No,
that's
they
not
actually
AI?
had it. No, they actually had a
Okay.
ceremony before the game.
This is what
Cool.
white liberal BLM, dude. This is crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Whoa.
This is wild. That's crazy.
People also comparing her to Charlie Kirk. Wild. Also, they're like, you guys are mean. It's like, you guys were mean when Charlie died. I don't care. Like,
Yeah.
that's what you fucking get.
Yeah,
Sorry.
dude, that is true. That you'll see people do that shit. That's like, oh, I can't believe this rhetoric. It's like, dude, I saw so much shit like the day Charlie died. Like
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
crazy.
Well, I mean, this is my problem with both sides. Like
I heard the last thing
No,
was a
Coley-
bitch
they call each other
cry.
they call each other out about like horrible behavior, and then 4 months later something similar happens to their side and they do the exact same thing and they're like, well, they did it. And then it's like, well, they did it, and it's just a whole bunch of, well, they did it. And it's like, we're not getting anywhere. And I like, to be honest, like that's the shit that pisses me off the most. It's like, we're not getting anywhere. Like nothing's getting better. So
I don't think that's gonna
They're
change,
just-
Luke. It's just dug in. The cancer dug in. There's no going back.
and
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying, where it's like the national divorce is the only way. Move somewhere
Yeah.
where you can protect your land.
Canada. Go to Canada.
Yeah, the problem, especially when it comes to like immigration and stuff like
guns.
that, and I'll get back to how this is kind of relevant to what Luke just said here in a second, but it's basically like all these people, like when you think about the Somalians, because obviously this is in part about the whole Somalian refugee, little Mogadishu set up in Minnesota. You have groups who move into a city or move into an area, and then they become ethnic enclaves, and then the ethnic enclaves vote, and they also support policies that basically support their own ethnic group, and that's largely at the expense of regular white taxpayers. So basically, like the ideal situation should be like, no, Indians can't do that, Jewish people can't do that, Black people can't do that. Nobody can do that. They shouldn't be able to use the taxpayer to benefit strictly their own group. Nobody should be allowed to do that. It can't be a game of, well, I'm a Jew, so I'm 2% of the population, therefore I deserve special benefits. It's like, no, you have a fair shot here in America, and actually, you can do very well for yourself if you really do put an honest day's work or find your niche where you kick ass. But like, you can't sit here and form an ethnic enclave where you take advantage of the taxpayers for your benefit at their expense.
Isn't that how California got so blue? Because of Reagan and the DACA shit, where he's like, oh, you kids are citizens, and their kids just voted for fucking like leftist politics
Yeah.
to keep all the Browns
That's-
around and stuff like that. Same shit.
That's my understanding is, that he basically had mass amnesty back then. And like you said, it turned California permanently blue.
Yeah, that's dumb. I'm also sick of a bunch of Star Wars names telling me what America is and isn't.
I love that became
Dude,
a
that
thing.
is like Vivek got bullied off Twitter because people
Yeah.
like he literally his campaign announced that he will no longer be using Twitter, and his thing was because of all like the bigots and racists. Like it's literally like the excuse. Like every time he posts that the car guy, I don't remember his real name, but the independent guy running for governor against
Casey
Vivek.
Poosh.
Yes, he just like body slams him in the comments, and
It's like
everybody
James
fucking-
Fishback and
Yeah.
Byron Donald. I love it.
Yeah, I do kind of like, I don't know how this James Fishback guy is going to like perform actually, like when the election comes, or if he's going to spoil the election or anything like that. But it is interesting as a test case for someone to like basically be the meme version of the online right, but as a candidate. Like he's literally running all the same policies that like right-wing Twitter post about all the time about just bullshit.
50% tax on OnlyFans.
Yeah.
I love it.
I think the honestly, I think this will fuck him over, but he's going hardcore against abortion, and I feel like that's just gonna fucking kill you. Dude.
He's in
like,
Florida. Okay, well,
Florida.
He's in Florida, which you got to remember. DeSantis was able to pass his abortion bills in Florida. I don't remember all the details of them.
Like their abortions too, dude.
They do, but also in Florida, I know DeSantis had some luck with like the heartbeat bill. I think he actually passed his heartbeat bill down there in Florida. So that's not really that big of a toxic issue, because you got to remember DeSantis also won by 20 points back in what was that, 2022. So I mean, like he was crushing it in Florida. And Byron Donalds had said that we need to welcome the Afghan refugees. He wants to basically expand the H-1B program. He wants to put all these AI data centers down in Florida, allow Blackstone to purchase homes, and Fishback's running in complete and total repudiation about this. And what I love about this, and specifically Tucker's angle on this, is that he's bringing on people like Casey, people like James Fishback, and like subtly counter-signaling the Trump administration's like worst impulses with people who are solid on just about everything. And Typo, I know you kind of saw the way that James was kind of doing some of the stuff where like he supported the whole regime change of Venezuela, which I obviously didn't, but like I like how once it was done, he immediately pivoted to, it wasn't a celebration lap. It was like, all right, now all the Venezuelans have to go home. Like that's all there is to it. It was no, look, we got Maduro. It was, you guys go.
Yeah, and we might not even know his true feelings on the situation. It's just like once it happened, like like he just, I support whatever happened, because after the fact, it doesn't really matter. It's like, okay, I support that it happened, and then like, send them back. And he took advantage of that rhetoric. I thought like the best I've seen. It was like, oh shit, dude, like that's exactly what we should be seeing from these.
There's
guys.
also like a major, sorry, Kyle, real quick. There's also like a major push on the leftist media and leftist retards who are like, only white conservatives care about immigration. Brother, it's like, do you know every person on the planet respectfully hates immigration to their country? It's not just fucking us.
You know who hates immigration to their country? Mexico. Mexico hates immigration into their country.
You guys ever see District 9? Great movie. Neil Blomkamp movie.
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember in the, I think it was the trailer or the very beginning of the movie when they're doing like the documentary style, when they're just talking to like locals and they're like, they have to go. They have to go. Do you know when they filmed that, those are real people. And they asked them about the local immigrants.
Yeah.
Coming to their town.
Yeah. Well, they weren't actors.
For a movie. There wasn't actors. They were like real people being like, get these fucking immigrants out of here. They're all black. So I don't want to fucking hear it. I don't want to fucking hear it. No one wants this shit, dude.
One other thing on James Fishback, I don't know if you guys saw, Ted Cruz tweeted about him. He said, he said Tucker's friend is a bigot. And I want to make sure I get these numbers right. It might take me a second to find it, but man, that was awesome.
Ted Cruz? Is that what you said?
Yeah, hold on. You guys fill up dead air real quick while I find
Bill
this.
Mark said, did you see the post of that alleged letter on the cat laughing meme that someone sent to Maduro in prison? No. I don't know what that means.
Oh, okay. All right. I found it. Okay, so Ted Cruz said, "Oh, good. Tucker's friend is a bigot. Quell surprise." Because James Fishback tweeted out, Byron wants to turn Florida into a Section 8 ghetto. And okay, so hold on. Is it me or does Fishback talk the same fake way Vivek does? I'm gonna say, I'll tell you guys off air, but I won't tell the public. I have it on pretty good authority that he's legit, and that people that everybody listening to the stream probably knows and likes, they don't fully trust him, but they recognize his ability. So, and he knows somebody that's very close with everybody on this panel. So, James Fishback replied to the tweet after Ted Cruz said, "Oh, good. Tucker's friend is a bigot. Quell surprise." That tweet got 3.9 thousand likes. All right. Fishback replied, "Millions of Floridians are, quote, bigots because we oppose Section 8 style housing. Quit tone policing. Tell Byron to rescind his Section 8 housing plan for Florida. 10,000 likes. Fucking
Dude,
body.
I know,
dude.
I know Byron is his competitor, but it just sounds like he like just threw a random black name in there and he's
it
being
sounds
racist,
bad.
you know? It's just like tell Byron. It's like, dude, that's I know it's his
Do you
actual
guys-
Sounds like a
competitor,
Street
but that's
Fighter
just
character.
so funny. Yeah.
Well, what I
You
love
got-
is that he's really channeling like younger voters. Like this is
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
21st. This is a 21st century candidate. Trump ran a 21st century campaign, but he's a 20th century candidate. On like
Yeah,
when you think about like
absolutely.
the policies and the stuff that he
Old
kind of-
money.
Exactly. Right. James Fishback and even Vance to a degree are like 21st century candidates running 21st century campaigns. They understand where the younger base is and they understand what they want to hear, what they want to see, and kind of like where we want the country to go. Because now that like Trump, and I actually want to give him credit for this, is that like all the people underneath him and in his administration are all like a little bit on the younger side, which is kind of nice to see because it's no longer like reign of the Jews or reign of the boomers like it was under Biden. This is now kind of like we're trying to open up the door to younger people. And I think that's actually legitimately a good thing because it's like, all right, you guys have ran the country into the ground. I'm not saying our generation or Gen X are going to like fix it. I'm just saying like
Definitely
we
not
deserve
Gen
a
X,
chance now.
Adam.
Yeah, because he's a millennial.
not Gen
Because
X,
you
you
guys have
fucking
fucked
cunt.
everything up.
Did you guys see Fox News? They had a guy on there. I don't remember what show it was on, but he did the joke and it like caused some waves. But he's like, Minnesota is so cold. I actually saw Somalis with their hand in their own pockets. People got
awesome.
pretty upset about that one.
I think that's fucking hilarious. I didn't see that. I didn't see they said that, but that is very
That
funny.
one's pretty good.
Trump
Yeah,
is hopefully
I haven't
the
seen
last
much
dog
of the
person.
James Fishback guy, to be honest. I'll have to look into it more, but I think
Yeah, he seems
I
legit.
think it's good to the younger our generation has to step up in some way politically. Like whether it's
Yeah.
running for office or the movements or something, because honestly, I know Gen Xers are like boomer-esque in certain areas where they want still government control of basically all money, but then very millennial culturally, I guess. I don't know. They're the ones that like taught the millennials how to be this like gender fluid, people can be pets or animals, and you know, like they like taught that. Like I don't know how they did, but they did. And I don't understand where it came from, especially because they had both sides of the boomers, where it was like the boomers that were, you know, I walked up hills both ways to home and to school and whatever. You had those boomers, and then you had the boomers that were like literally 1969, like I free love and everything else like that goes along with that, the hippie side. And so then you had this like weird cross of Gen Xers that were just like, if I stick my head in the ground and not worry about anything, I'll be fine. Yeah. The skinhead saying his generation. Hey, I'm just saying we gotta do something. You know what I mean?
Millennials
We
are
gotta
like,
go after the wrong people. You know what I mean?
millennials are like 3/4 liberal.
I know, but
Yeah.
but then there's such a hard line. It's not, there's no like middle ground between millennials. That's the weird part. So maybe 75% of them is like crazy liberal, but then the other 25% are
It's us.
fucking look like me.
The worst thing, like millennial, like what it is like leftist millennials had like they had the cultural power of our like at our time. Like remember that Adam Ruins Everything guy?
That guy sucks.
The guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he sucks so bad. But that is like peak political leftist millennial.
Yes, sloppy.
Like,
Yes.
Yes.
like it's so sloppy. It's so annoying. And it's like they got so because there was no challenge to them. Like that was the Obama era.
Right.
Like it's so frustrating.
Remember
It's
when Joe
so
Rogan
annoying.
bodied him on his podcast?
Oh
Yeah.
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 He just got
So funny.
slammed.
Like imagine getting bodied by Joe Rogan, who's kind of a retard in the first place.
Yeah, 100%.
And
He was
we'll
right
admit it.
on that issue, like 100%. He was
Yeah,
destroying
yeah.
Adam Connell over his dumb fucking trans bullshit.
Yeah. And that's what like sucks about like, you know, I am a millennial, but that's what sucks is like we had the millennial like leftist shit right over us for so long that like we had to see these smug progressive like douchebags for so long that like they defined our generation for us, and that's what like sucks.
Yeah. And you know what I see? The Gen Xers, I see them as like the bourgeoisie. I don't know if that makes sense to y'all, but like it's very bourgeoisie-esque, like Russia fucking, or not Russia, but like USSR, like bourgeoisie, proletariat. Like they're just like these upper middle class or lower upper class, college educated, and they want to preach to you about how we should take care of each other when they're like sitting pretty and paying Republican Jewish dudes to do their taxes so they don't have to pay as much. Like it's crazy what they want to increase taxes constantly. It's like it's the weirdest group of people to me, because it's like they got taught all the history and they'll look at you and be like, you guys got taught fucking Nazi Germany and all this stuff, and you guys will still vote for a populist and blah 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 blah. Like there's history books written about this, and there's like, well, there's also history books written about the fucking USSR in the early 1900s, and you guys are just going to repeat it and are surprised when a populist fascist type person comes up. And I'm not saying I don't think Trump's fascist, but just like I'm still waiting for that guy. There's going to be one. It's going to happen because they keep pushing the envelope the same way the last ones did.
Well, this is actually a good segue
nothing ever happens.
into our Patreon this Wednesday. By the way, if you're not subscribed to the Patreon, this Wednesday is going to be a good one because
it's going to be a good one. Boys.
We're going to be debating a leftist. No one you guys know. It's a random Redditor that was yelling at me on Reddit, and I fucking challenged him to come on the podcast, and he accepted. To his credit, he did accept. But his whole thing was like, you're just a Nazi, you're just this, you're just that, and I'm like, so do communist lives matter, or just fuck Nazis, right? Should we also fuck communists? And it's like, you're a Nazi. It's like, right. So you're just gonna gloss over the communist thing, they always gloss over the commie thing.
Dude, this is what's going to this is my prediction. This is a stone cold prediction. A mid-century Austrian painter type candidate is going to arrive, and the leftists are going to cheer him on. Because what this guy did, so the what they did, dude, essentially is like they deemed the conservatives as their enemy. Right? They didn't see, like, they saw conservatives as their enemy. So they went to the socialist left and was like, hey, man, we're going to incorporate your socialist policies with, like, maybe a little bit more racist policies as well, I'm going to throw those in there as well. And he won off that. And I think that's coming down the pipe. If you haven't seen, like, the younger generation is like the right wing is more open to like socialist ideas. Like they're okay with like taking care of
UBI,
UBI, like shit like that. And if there is like a young right wing side that can make a deal with like the economic left side, that's like, hey man, we're not gonna take away your healthcare. We're not gonna take away your whatever your student, we'll forgive your student loans or something.
Yeah.
But we're deporting these fucking immigrants.
Right.
I think a lot of economic leftists will be like, that's a fair
bet.
Fair trade.
Run it.
I get free shit.
I give
you get to go do racist shit.
It's the draft noise. It's the dude with the long hair. He's like, I give you free shit. We deport millions.
Yeah. And I think something like that. And they're going to call out that clique, the tribe. They're going to be calling them out. Like, because the younger generation,
the Q,
even the leftists, now they might not say their name explicitly. They'll say, oh, the Zionist, the capitalist, but like, it's kind of like the distinction without a difference. It's like the same thing. And I think something like that will happen. I don't know how popular they'll be exactly, but that will be like a young, I don't think it'll be like ideology. I think like in the future, it's going to be like young, like generational differences. Like that's going to be like the dividing line. It's going to be the young versus the old. And
It's gonna be it's Milmark's socially conservative and economically liberal. It's just the candidate's name is Johnson Gary, and he's got a mustache.
yeah, it's economically liberal, socially conservative. You know, like that's the thing, dude.
See,
And
they just
really
flip flopped
think
it
that might
too
happen.
early.
Yeah,
They just
dude,
got it wrong the
libertarianism
first
died,
time.
dude. Libertarianism is dead, dude. It's not popular.
Yeah.
And until we have like some economic thing, then maybe libertarian. I think it gets worse. I think socialism comes in harder if
Yeah, I gotta say,
economic-
like one of the most abundantly clear losers, and I apologize to Todd when he was or when we were talking about this, what was that 2 weeks ago? Yeah, libertarianism has never seemed less relevant than it does right now.
Right now,
Like,
Yeah,
like
it was
Dave
more
Smith
relevant
ha-
in the 70s.
Yeah, like Dave Smith's
it is
completely pivoted away from like talking about like libertarianism or like the Libertarian Party. Like he's still talking about libertarian ideals, but they almost never couch it that way. It's just
Correct, yeah,
yeah.
nailed it.
Well, yeah. Once again, libertarianism requires a high trust society, and right now we don't have a
Right.
high trust society.
No, we got
and-
blacks and immigrants, so we can't have that.
Yeah.
Well, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, if you didn't have mass migration, you could probably get closer to libertarianism. But if you have a bunch of people who don't want libertarianism, then you're going to require somebody to either rule over them or they have to leave.
Yep.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
We're
I mean,
getting
you-
generational differences and identity politics. That is what we're getting in in the Zoomer generation.
Yeah.
It's gonna be what a wild time to be alive, boys.
Yeah, 21st
Too
century
early to
politics is
too
not ideological.
too early to explore the West, or too late to explore the West, too early to explore the fucking universe. We're just here. We're just
Telling
here.
it.
But hey, at
Yeah.
least in other news, at least fucking silencers are way cheaper now, and a lot of gun stuff is going on in good ways, so that's a plus. Just
Might need
stock
it
up.
soon. Might need it soon.
Stock up. Stock up, because people stock up because people are gonna stack up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just gotta be ready. So
I was going
I
to
don't
show you guys a Christmas gift I got, but I don't think I could brandish a weapon on YouTube.
Probably
So
not.
I
No,
won't-
don't do
I
that.
won't do that.
We're so close to being allowed to be monetized. Let's not fuck it up. The other strike's coming off real soon. All right, so let's fucking hold up.
fucking Rex, our generation is here just to do commentary videos on the Civil War.
Yeah, kind of. Boys,
Yeah, dude.
thanks. Drop it in the chat.
Drop it in the
We'll
chat.
find some-
There you
find
go.
some in the chat. Hey, y'all
No.
are making a TV.
Dude, this is
One
biting
day.
the bullet just with two cool guys and a faggot ass Eagles fan. Okay, so
Nice.
Oh shit. All right, let's wrap it up. Let's do our Patreon, guys. And again, real quick before we do that, guys, subscribe to the fucking Patreon. Wednesday, by the way, I'm locking it to only paid subscribers. So we talked about it behind the scenes. We don't know this guy from a hole in the wall. It might fucking suck. I'm gonna be very mean. So I'll tell you that right off the bat. I'm gonna be very mean to this guy.
I might have to be more of a monitor, like what's it called?
You have to be, because I'm gonna
Moderator.
be a cunt. So,
Moderator.
Like, yeah.
just to make this
Yeah.
guy feel like it's fair, because I don't want to like all dogpile him. Then he'll just leave. I mean, I would leave if I can't get a word in, and I got like three, four douchebags yelling at me, dude.
Yeah,
like I would just
yeah,
leave.
fine. So I'm gonna lock it. We're gonna lock it to only paid subscribers. If it's good, in like 2 or 3 weeks, we'll do a public drop. Maybe not. Maybe we'll
Maybe.
just keep it on. Yeah, we gotta talk about it. It's definitely gonna be locked. It's gonna be Wednesday, 7 p.m. He
Maybe.
confirmed me today. So subscribe, patreon.com/5 to midnight. All right, Kyle. Here we go.
Cool. Jesus, man. These numbers keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Eventually, we're going to have to get to the point where I can't even read all these.
Just like my
Jake
dude.
S. Stash, Daniel M.
Split 'em
T-Rex,
up.
Anarchist, Eddie Grimm, Jay Forte, Jacob, Corey Greenleaf, Cole Dobner, Ray, Eric F., Jacob Smith, Silly Cat, Chuck D. Wagon, BBB, GGG, Meta Prime, Petrocopia, Matt Piscatelli, Roman Benedetti, Ligma.
Nice Italian boys.
Yeah, I like the Ligma. Ian Patton, and Jim Bowman. Holy crap. I can't believe how many
You
Patreon
guys are the
subscribers we
fucking
have.
best. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
This
real
is
quick,
very awesome.
we started a Twitch channel. for gaming streams and whatnot. We're also streaming this on Twitch too, because fuck it, but mainly for gaming. So if you guys could please go follow us on Twitch. And by the way, I didn't realize I was streaming to YouTube earlier when I was doing the pre-game gaming stream. Okay, I meant to only do Twitch. It somehow went to YouTube as well. That's why the screen was black. I deleted it. Fuck you guys. I didn't realize I was streaming to YouTube. All right, suck my fucking dick. Anyway, go subscribe to us on Twitch at 5midnight _ on Twitch. Please, and thank you.
Nice. Well, I'll do my plugs real quick. I'll try to keep it as short as possible. Great Megalodon on Substack. I got Pete Quinones coming on Wednesday night. So we're going to be doing 1 year of Trump, because I honestly couldn't think about anybody better to do it. I feel like Pete's pretty level-headed about this stuff, and I think him and I are coming at it from about the same angle, and we kind of average out pretty well. So I'm really excited for that show on Wednesday.
We gotta get Pete back on here.
Yeah, I would love to do that. And then, of course, Common Crown, we're going to have a new song out at literally any day now. So, Common Crown, Liberty and Health, Pete on Wednesday, and the Great Megalodon on Substack. Komatovik on Twitter.
At Adam Nutter everywhere. And again, go subscribe to the Twitch, our Instagram, our X, all that shit. YouTube, like the video now.
At Keep It Real Luke on Twitter. And we will do a Biting the Bullet episode eventually. We're just chilling. We're letting it steam. Keep you guys guessing.
Yeah, I ain't making that promise, but that's a real typo on Twitter.
This podcast already takes up 2 days. 2 days a week.
I ain't saying that we're doing that, and then like 4 weeks later, we say it again. So I'm just gonna stop, dude.
That's the bit. That's the bit, dude.
That's the bit. Keep running with the bit.
That's the bit. You got to keep them interested.
Everyone, make sure you tell Sam Eagles are trash on all the social medias. That'd be funny. And type Sam's game in the chat.
All right, I'm gonna go ask my wife for the Steelers one. That's all I care about.
They're playing right now, so
yes,
they're still playing.
Right, let's do a live score check. Let's do a live score check before we get out of here.
Live score check. What is it?
I got it. It is 3-0 Steelers in the second.
Oh, it's a horrible game.
Horrible game.
Sweet.
It's gonna be defense, dude.
Yep. All right. Well, next week or Wednesday. If you
Houston's on the 6th, so they're driving.
Patreon.
Yep. Cool. Patreon.com/5midnight. Please. Houston just scored. As I said that. So,
all right. So,
Patreon.
I don't know. Let's hope Steelers do good, or at least that's what I'm hoping for. All right, everybody. Until Monday or Wednesday, if you're a Patreon subscriber, which go subscribe to the Patreon.